So what I have right here is the Steam Machine, and first impressions, this thing is tiny. It definitely does give me GameCube vibes. I bought this out of my own hard-earned money to give you guys a dead honest review on what I truly think about this machine. And here's the invoice right next to me. And yes, I like to buy these things out of pocket to give you guys my honest review if something's worth it, or you should just avoid it. And based off everything I've seen, this thing is pretty awesome. So all that and more in today's video, and yes, timestamps will be in the description down below for your pleasure. So with the way that like modern day gaming consoles are now going, Sony is saying they're killing physical discs production, ending it around January 2028. And they recently did this whole thing with their movies too, where if you own certain movies, you no longer own it apparently. Xbox, same exact thing. But to this very day, my games that I bought on my Steam account back in 2010 still follow me to this very day, and I can still play with them and enjoy them with modern day hardware. So backward compatibility, the Steam Machine is a nice gaming console for game purposes, of course. And that's definitely a nice selling point right there. And even though it's priced at $1,000 for the entry level, like this one with no Steam controller, you can technically build your own Steam Machine for like $100 or $200 less, but it will never come as close as how small and compact this thing is. It's so small, nimble, it doesn't take up that much space, nor is it loud like an Xbox console like the Series X as an example. This thing is whisper quiet and super efficient, as the internal heat sinks that it has is pretty impressive how it's able to keep everything cool, including the SSD. And boy, is this thing a powerhouse. When it comes to running emulations, I've been running a lot of GameCube games on this thing, PlayStation 2 games, and this thing handles it like a pro. I've been starting to import my legally owned ROMs onto this machine, and it's been running it like a pro without any crashes or random like data loss whatsoever, like I'll typically experience on an Android handheld. This thing is a powerhouse, and it's pretty awesome, especially when you pair it against like a Bluetooth modern day Xbox controller or PlayStation 5 controller. Now, another cool thing is that it is indeed internally upgradable. Let me elaborate what I mean about that. Because yes, you do have an external SSD slot in the front, so you can technically expand the storage that way as well. You have some powerful I/O ports in the back. You do have access to a USB-C for a fast SSD. You could easily do that. You also have 2 USB-A ports in the back as well, so you could like store away your external hard drives, not make it visible. You could just tug it in the back and it will be out of sight, out of mind type of thing. But inside, J2 Sense had discovered that you can easily take this thing apart with the appropriate screws. It just slides out and you have access to the M.2 SSD. And if you clone that M.2 SSD, you can easily expand the storage with a 2 terabyte or more. No problem whatsoever, as there are slots available for a longer version SD card, which is really awesome. And then another cool thing I really like about this thing is the customization. You see this front portion is just held together by magnets, and the community have been creating some 3D prints, selling mock-ups, as well as getting creative and making like an e-display front fascia you could attach, so you can really customize this thing. And this is just like the first few weeks when this console got released, so I wouldn't be surprised later down the line there's a lot more mods you could easily do on this thing, external as well as internal. As the sides are just nice sleek plastic, you can easily find like deep brand skins for this thing, or wrapping companies creating some unique wraps. So customization is endless when it comes to this thing, when it comes to personalization with your setup. And it doesn't just end there. Steam actually promotes customization because the LED in the front is fully customizable to the point where you could create like some cool setup Knight Rider kit as I've done in the past. This thing is awesome. Additionally, built into every Steam Machine is a universal dongle that will basically allow you to plug in or wirelessly connect any modern day wireless controller like an Xbox, PlayStation 5, Nintendo Switch. You can easily pair it onto this machine, including some Bluetooth wireless ones you can find on Amazon. And there's no limitation here whatsoever. And I'm also able to enjoy my retro games this way as well. If you like to do split co-op multiplayer games, you can easily do so on this Steam Machine. So that's really nice. Now in the back, you do have 2 display options. You can run a DisplayPort to your monitor or HDMI. The benefit of the HDMI paired with like a smart TV or something like that, like your theater room, It can send inputs from the Steam Machine to turn on or turn off your TV. And I'm pretty sure you can also do volume adjustments as well. So I like the fact there's no limitations there whatsoever, as these are features I'll typically find on a modern day gaming console. Now real quick folks, if you've been enjoying this video so far, I'd like to support the channel. If you can, kindly take 2 seconds and hit that like button. That really does help with the channel, as that allows the channel to be powered by you guys, the viewers, which is why you don't see brand sponsorship segments taking like a minute or 2 off your time. Thanks to you guys, we can just avoid brands and continue buying things out of pocket, so I can give you a genuine review on what I think about certain products like this thing. So thank you so much for those that took the time on just hitting the like button. Really does help out a lot. Let's carry on. Next subject I'd like to go ahead and cover is the cost in the long run. So Valve is already claiming that the Steam Machine will be increasing in price over time, especially with hardware slowly going up in price and such. So if hardware does go up in value, I wouldn't be surprised if this goes up in value. And right now, it's time making this video, they're just doing allocations. So you need to register that you're interested in one of the devices, and then hopefully you're randomly selected via email with an active Steam account, proving that you're not a bot. And that's how you can actually secure one of these. But with that said, for the $1,000 entry level model like this one, is this one worth it? Yes and no. Again, like I said, you could easily build your own machine, but it will never come as close as being small and compact like this, as well as how efficient it is, because the fans don't really spool up that high. I mean, the RPMs don't really think about turbos. So the RPMs are low and it's always whisper quiet when I'm gaming on this thing. So that's pretty impressive. So in terms of ranking the Steam Machine, it's not a PC, but it's also not a gaming console. There's a lot more customization abilities and it's easy to take apart unlike a gaming console. I'll put this in the middle between those two. It's between a PC, being a PC, but not a PC. It is using Linux, so you can endlessly just do a bunch of cool Linux stuff onto this machine without any limitations, unlike a gaming console. And it's not a gaming console because there's no restrictions really, like the emulator as an example. It's definitely in the mid tier. So because of that, if you're looking for something you can just put right next to your theater room, your television, or treat this somewhat like a gaming PC, the Steam Machine is definitely an impressive piece of hardware right now. So if you can secure one, it is definitely recommended. But for the price tag, it sucks. It happens to be $1,000, but that's just how the current market is right now when it comes to electronics. Other than that, there you guys have it. That is my review of the Steam Machine. I absolutely love this machine. I don't have any really regrets, although it is expensive, but I think its unique abilities justifies the price tag, especially if you get the entry level one. And don't worry about the Steam controller. You can just run like any modern day controller onto this machine. You're not really missing much, at least that I've noticed. And I also like the fact this machine also supports a mouse and keyboard. So if you're into mouse and keyboard games, you can easily plug it into this thing, wired or wireless, no problems whatsoever. Other than that, there you guys have it. If you'd like to watch more, maybe you'd like to see how I was able to set up the emulator on the Steam Machine, I covered that in greater detail in this video over there. I made a super easy guide anybody could follow, even if you're not tech savvy. I make sure I explain it extremely well in less than 20 minutes. So definitely do check out this video over there if you're curious how to set up an emulator that you legally own, of course. Anyways, thank you so much for watching.